Welcome to Red Eye. Hello, everyone. I am Tom Shalhoub. Let's check in with TV's Andy Levy at the Red Eye Tease Deck. Andy.
Thanks, Tom. Coming up on the big show, Democrats seek advice on how to talk to real people. Here's an idea. Start by not picking a murderous cyborg as your nominee. Plus, new wearable tech lets you keep track of everything your kid does. And that kills the old lost him in the mall excuse. And finally, a new study says cats and dogs are equally intelligent. Though I assume the study also found that cat owners are much smarter than dog owners. Back to you, Tom.
Thank you, Andy. Let's welcome our guests. Have pity on her. She married a comedian, retail analyst and author of Black Market Billions, How Organized Crime Funds Terrorists, Heather Herzog. He spent a week in North Korea. That's how much he loves parades. Observer columnist Michael Malice. The only senseless bloodshed he enjoys is from his bleeding liberal heart. Award-winning essayist, political satirist, and liberal hunk John DeVore. And he hosts a fantastic talk show. I mean, it's no Lisa, but what is? Sitting right next to me is the host of Anthony Cumia on Compound Media. Anthony Cumia. Okay, let's start the show. Donald Trump has divided the country. There are people who like him and people who really like him. This man in Texas falls into the latter category. Brian Goober Williamson got Trump's name tattooed on his neck because he explained it's the one place where people can't mess with it.
If I put the sign in my front yard, they're going to vandalize my house. If I put a sticker on my truck, they're going to screw up my truck. Well, come vandalize me. You know, that's all I got.
Makes sense. Williamson proudly displays the ink. Proudly.
Like at church, little old ladies are, I love that hoodie. I wear my hoodie faithfully. I said, well, if you like that, you love this. Oh, my Lord.
Watch out. I have no idea what he's saying, but I love it. Goober sees a lot of himself in Trump.
He's not the most politically correct person. I'm not the most etiquette. You know, I'm throwed off as can be, but right is right, wrong is wrong. And if it ain't right, make it right.
He's pretty passionate. But what about people who are even more committed to Trump? They're called Proud Boys. Politico introduced us to the group, which is led by an intriguing fellow named Gavin McInnes.
These are the Proud Boys. Launched this past fall by Vice Media co-founder Gavin McInnes, who describes the group as a, quote, Western chauvinist fraternal organization, the Proud Boys celebrate their male identity and abhor feminists and Islam. Members can participate in the group by getting beaten up by other members, tattooing the words Proud Boys on their bodies, and attending regular meetups. In a September manifesto unveiling the group, McGinnis explained that, quote, though the exact details are kept secret, the meetings usually consist of drinking, fighting, and reading aloud from Pat Buchanan's Death of the West.
The time for apologies is past.
Last week, the group was in D.C. for the inauguration. I trust there were no altercations.
On Thursday, about a dozen members of the group rolled into Washington to celebrate the inauguration of Donald Trump by attending Deplorable at the National Press Club, escorting women who had been threatened by protesters, and getting into scuffles along the way. In the process of confronting one protester, McGinnis licked the man's face.
You just licked me. Did you see that? He just licked me.
Oh, he licked me. He licked me. Police! Police!
As you know, the group is famous for its annual New York City Proud Parade. Anthony, have you heard of this Gavin McInnes and his Proud Boys?
Well, full disclosure, I employ him. I am the president of Compound Media, and he is one of the shows on there. So I've had a lot of experience with Gavin.
So that means you are a Proud Boy?
No, I have not joined the club. I have not getting beat in like that.
Yeah.
But I've known Gavin for quite a while, and he's, can I say, bat crazy? I think you can. It's my first curse ever, by the way, on this show.
That's
yeah, no, he's nuts. I love him, and he's got more courage than anyone I know, and he speaks his mind, which is so needed right now, I think.
to speak your mind, right?
Political correctness gone.
Gone. John DeVore, welcome back to the show.
Thanks, Tom. It's a pleasure to come back. Speak truth to fake news.
No, what are you talking about? Look,
Wait, let me ask-
this is a real group. A lot of people think these Proud Boys, that it's some kind of a joke. But I'll tell you, Gavin, you know, and Anthony will stand by me. He does believe in what he says his Western chauvinist organization.
Right. Look, I was a Maxim magazine editor for years, so I'm cool if a bunch of bros want to hang out, drink beer, make out, whatever.
They don't make
if
out.
these Proud Boys don't want to serve their country, and I know they do,
Yeah.
they could join a little boy cult called the United States Marine Corps. I think they should. It did wonders for my brother.
Oh, your brother was in the Marines.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
I was not.
You
Because
didn't.
I am sensitive. But like whatever, you know. But again, if they want to make a difference, they should enlist.
Well, I don't know if can you you know, is there an
Sure,
age
you
limit?
can.
Could Gavin still do that? Could he
You
still?
know what? I don't know if Gavin can, but his Lost Boys can.
No, they're the Proud Boys. Now, Michael, what do you think of this organization?
I was on Gavin's show on Wednesday, full disclosure, and I hang around some of these people all the time, and I'm like, between you and me, this is just being gay, right? And they're like, kinda. And if you read Gavin's book, he talks about his bachelor party. He rented out a house. It's him, his dad, and all his buddies, and they're all drunk, and they are all making out with each other. His words. The book's called How to Piss in Public, and it's like, this is, you know, we talk about a slippery slope towards fascism in this country. Yeah. Part of that fascist slippery slope is homoeroticism for no reason. And I mean, just sitting around reading Pat Buchanan, I'd rather they just be having sex with each other.
Well, I think
Well, it depends on what your definition of foreplay is, right?
Well, it's not involving paper cuts.
Does Buckley do it for them?
No, Buckley's the enemy.
Really?
Buckley is the arch enemy
Buckley
for
is
these
a boner
people.
killer.
Yeah, oh, look at the face.
Fascinating.
Oh, disgusting.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't
At
have said
every
that.
level.
well,
He's like,
it's
Isn't
okay.
the first
He thought-
rule of Proud Boys, what is it, to not talk about
the second
Proud Boys?
rule.
Oh, the second rule, sorry, everyone, sorry. But,
Yeah.
the first rule is no dames.
but that too. To your point, I mean, you know, listen, free speech, I'm all for whatever he wants to say, but he really, you know, if stuff were to really hit the fan and I were in trouble, I don't think that these guys would necessarily be out there saving my life or rescuing me. I would probably turn to some of the heroes out there that I met in Army Garrison Bavaria when I was in Germany, talking to some of our soldiers out there. They don't seem like people that would actually go out or I would want to go to try and help or save. They just seem like a bunch of, actually, they seem like a bunch of whining guys.
Well,
Seems like a bunch of whining guys out there.
they're not complaining. They were celebrating, actually. They were down there to celebrate the inauguration because they tend to be. I think they fall a little on the pro-Trump side, don't you think, Anthony?
Just a little. Just a little.
They went to the deplorable.
They did.
right?
Yes.
It's more about just, hey, this is what the majority of just guys feel. They don't feel like they should have to be politically correct.
Yeah.
They should be able to talk about what they want to talk about. Like the old days when you used to go into a garage to get your car repaired and the guy had naked lady pictures in the toolbox.
Yeah.
Back the good old days.
Right.
Those were old days.
Right.
Those
And
mechanics
at 100%, they should be able to do that.
Exactly,
Just like women
sure,
should be able to go out there and protest and speak their minds as well.
I think
I
they saw that they
disagree.
were able to do that.
I think men should be allowed to sit in their apartments alone, staring at blank walls.
I mean, that happens too. I think
Paradise.
everyone.
That's what I do.
That's New York
paradise.
City.
DeVore, what do you think of the tattoo guy? You know, I think there's a lot of guys out there who they're expressing themselves. They feel that they're finally able to express themselves in Trump's America.
Well, two things. One, I don't think politics is therapy or feelings or football. I don't like anyone who loves their politicians. But in that guy's case, it's not a big enough font. If he was really going to do it, it should be Trump in thug script across the entirety of his neck.
no, hold
so
on.
he fails in his Trump love because it should be bigger.
I
Look
think,
at that.
I think
could
he
cover
did
it
that
up.
on purpose. I think he did that on purpose because I did the math. Do you know how much it costs to take off a tattoo? Per session, it's $500. That would be about 13 sessions he would have to go in there. It would be almost, $5,000 to $6,000 for him to get that off.
it's painful.
And
That's journalism.
This is, by the way, the equivalent of the tramp stamp from 1999. This is the Trump
Trump
stamp.
stamp.
The Trump stump. the
and I
Trump
think it's
stamp.
good that skinny because I think it looks like a little choker.
I think he should have
decorative.
gone. I think he should have gone farther with his love.
All right, moving on. In the wake of Trump's election victory, some Senate Democrats are hoping to learn how to talk to, quote, real people. Yes, they're trying to learn a foreign language, American. On Thursday, 10 Democrats who are facing election contests in states that Trump won gathered in West Virginia to discuss how to better reach the forgotten men and women of America. The day's agenda included seminars with titles like Speaking to Those Who Feel Invisible in Rural America, Listening to Those Who Feel Unheard, and Learning to Love Toby Keith's Music. That last one was not real, but the other two were.
Yeah.
The Dems also had an actual discussion with Trump voters, moderated by West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin, who I assume served as translator. Michael Malice, why do Democrats need these kind of seminars? What's the
Because
theory?
notice there's no pretense that they're going to listen to these people and change their views and actually represent them. What they're doing is we're still going to get over on our evangelical progressivism, but we have to convince them using their terminology that we're on the same team. The jig is up. They don't control the mainstream press anymore, and now they have no idea how to get over in terms of their propaganda.
Interesting. Heatha, it is true. They've had trouble communicating with, and it's not just liberalism. It's not, you know, they have trouble communicating with that cultural, out of New York, LA American. And, you know, do you think, like Michael does, that they're not going to be able to do it?
Yeah, no, they're not. I feel like establishment DNC is done. When you have a group of, and I don't keep going back to this women's march, but there were a lot of people out there.
You were down there.
I was down there this, you know, in New York on Saturday. When you have that many people on the ground, grassroots, getting pissed off, going out there, and the two co-chairs of the DNC are in Florida trying to raise money for the DNC, have no idea what everyone is doing out there protesting, you have a problem. Of course they need these seminars on how to talk to their constituents. They have no idea. And yes, they're trying to target these states that really need to swing over to the, you know, the Democratic side in their eyes, but they don't even know that their supporters are out there protesting. They need to be out there with them, and they're not. So,
DeVore, you're one of them. You're one of these people. And here's the thing, John DeVore.
These people?
Well, look, I want to pay you a compliment. If anyone knows, like, guys like you can talk, you could talk to average Americans. You could go down to West Virginia. I feel like you can talk to these guys on the John Deere. Why can't your average Democrat do that?
I have the credit debt of an average American. See, here's what I think is the real story, is that Republicans should pay me to teach them how to talk to the middle class without lying that they care about the middle class, because they don't. The GOP is about one thing and one thing only, and that's redistributing wealth from working class people to the very rich.
And keeping out Muslims.
I get it, but DeVore, I'm disappointed, because I thought you were going to tell me how the Democrats can change, and then you went ahead and told me what's wrong with the Republicans.
They're in the wilderness. Let's talk about the people who are in power. That's, the Democrats, they're stumbling about.
But what is it, Anthony? It's intangible. You know what I mean? Trump lives in a golden tower. All right, and yet he connects with the guy with Joe Sixpack. So it's not about, you know, wealth and
it was a professional politician. He was a businessman who attained the highest office in the land without having to go through the system of getting to that point and then owing so many people the favors, the cronyism and all that. So now he speaks and tells the majority of the middle class Americans what they. Oh, believe me, I was laughing my ass off at what he was saying.
No, he's distracting me. I'm listening
that you were just saying about the Republicans.
I'm listening to you.
You described exactly what the Democrats were doing.
You are wrong.
Redistribution of
Let me tell you why you're wrong.
He actually said the Republicans are about
it has nothing to do with the fact that he's a
Donald
businessman.
Trump is not a businessman. Donald Trump is Joe Pesci in Casino.
Exactly. Do you see how long his ties are, and the fact that he speaks this language that's like, you know, not even 7th grade level? I mean, no offense.
Okay, so let me ask. Again, the elitist 7th grade level.
No,
now try to talk to the middle American.
I am not being elitist.
And that's why they have to take lessons.
By the way, news is written to be 7th grade level. That's not elitist. News is written to be 7th grade level. That's not elitist.
If you have to raise your voice, you're not telling the truth.
But wait a minute, Heatha. What is the answer then? If it's not, his businessman credentials that speak to Americans, what is it? I think it is that he speaks regular, plain English.
Yeah, he is everyone's like uncle, you know, their odd father, their grandfather that has this hope of making America better again, great again. I mean, that's his.
I never
that's
had a
his,
successful billionaire businessman uncle.
You should really try it.
No,
It's a
that's
good
not.
gig.
It's not the billionaire. It's not the money. It's the way he presents himself. Everyone has that guy in their family or knows that guy that's just the average man that wants to make America better. He wants to better himself. That's who he relates to, and the way he speaks. It's very average, and that's not a bad thing, and that's not elitist.
It's not a bad thing. It's not elitist, and we're moving on. NASA has unveiled their new spacesuit, and it couldn't be more blue. Astronauts will wear the updated outfit on a mission to the International Space Station in 2018. Astronaut Eric Bowe said in a press release, "The most important part is that it looks cool."
Mission accomplished.
Quote, "The most important part is that the suit will keep you alive." Okay, that does make more sense. Yeah. New features include an upgraded helmet, touch screens, sensitive gloves, and a cup holder. Gotta get the cup, right? Astronauts will also be getting special new boots for walking on the moon. Those are, do you guys know is there any parents on the panel?
Wow.
Those are space boots.
What are those?
They're space boots. Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, let me read. The website Gizmodo noticed that the suit looks very similar to the one in 2001, A Space Odyssey. Of course, the great Steven Spielberg film. Devore?
I'm sorry for shaking the table.
It's all right. Everyone sit back.
I love that spacesuit. I love NASA.
Well,
You know why I love NASA?
Why?
Because it's the closest we get to Starfleet. And I love Star Trek.
Anthony, you're a Star Trek fan as well.
I love Star Trek.
But what do you do? You love
Bipartisan.
Yeah. You've always loved Star Trek. But what do you think of our own space program? Obviously, it was very exciting in the 60s. We had then the guys walking on the moon, and now like it's kind of lost its luster.
It's lost its luster because I don't know. People just stopped dreaming about being in space in this country. Anyway, we did such amazing things. I hope its thumb can stick out like this so they could hitch the ride with the Russian spaceships because we don't have an actual spaceship to take you into space.
Yeah,
cool space suit, but don't have that. And I hope the glass on the front can finally protect against that thing that grabs you and implants the chest burster out of you.
yeah.
It has.
We don't need that.
It's got that wonderful glass globe. Heatha, I think we have, we're kind of gearing up. We're going to get back there into space, the International Space Station. I think the problem was when we started working together with other countries. I liked it when it was the U.S. versus the Russians.
I like the conflict too, and I think that that was when that's when space became like something that was really awesome and people really loved it. But I actually have a fun fact about this. Do you know the person that designed those original spacesuits for the movie is now the Queen's designer? He's been the Queen's designer of England since 1953.
Really?
Yes.
So he designed the original space suits for what movie?
For Space Odyssey, 2001.
2001,
yes.
right.
Yes.
Michael Malice.
First of all, if we had Hillary win this election, they'd be in pantsuits. So we should be glad they're this.
You're right.
My dream as a boy, suck it up, DeVore.
Hillary jokes are the free bird of Fox News.
I don't know what that is, Grandpa. Is that some kind of mythical
Same
Indian
joke
thing?
that people have been telling here for 20 years.
Well, the mummy's still not in the ground.
You know what? Let
so
me do
until
your
that
writing
mummy,
for you. How about that? Next time.
I'm sure I could afford you.
Since our campaign was the Leonard Skinner plane of politics.
When I was a little Russian boy, getting back on topic, I had two dreams. One was to be a cosmonaut, and two was to crush my enemies.
Yes.
Neither of these are going to happen. So I think what they should do is, in honor of David Bowie dying this past year, Mr. Space Odyssey, they should have given it that powder blue suit like he had in Ziggy, had the orange hair helmet. It would have looked sickening.
And the zigzag.
Yes.
No lightning bolt.
That's beautiful. I
Thank
don't hate
you.
you anymore.
I can't say the same.
I think we wrapped that up with a lot of harmony. Okay, coming up. Is it okay to spy on your kids? A childish debate when we return. Want to monitor your child's every movement without the annoying hassle of being around them? Now you can. With Kiddo. The Kiddo is a wearable health and wellness device that helps parents keep track of their kids. Think Fitbit meets Logan's Run. The device sends updates to parents on everything from what they eat, sleep habits, and vital statistics. For instance, If your child's stress level goes up, you'll get an alert on your phone. Sadly, it won't tell you the reason they're stressed, but it may have something to do with overprotective parents. Privacy advocates warn the device could be vulnerable to hacking, and you may be signing your children's privacy away to the company that makes Kiddo, Good Parents Incorporated. Well, they sound nice. Heatha, what do you think of this? Tracking, this is taking helicopter parenting to a new level, isn't it?
And not only is it taking that to a new level, I mean, what is that doing to the kid wearing one of those bracelets in school? What you're if you're setting up your kid to be made fun of for the rest of your life and basically being the butt of all jokes. Like these guys, I'm sure you made fun of kids like that growing up.
Oh, you made fun of or were made fun of,
No,
Michael?
we're made fun of.
Came for me.
No,
Are you kidding? I ate them alive.
I'm just wondering.
Yes.
Speaking
I had
of that,
teachers crying.
You did?
Of course.
I think that a wonderful wrist device would be cool. I would be proud to wear it.
Did you see it? It really looks goofy.
You could pretend it's like your
wrist device.
secret agent device.
Oh, Tom, that sounds like that kid in the playground who's got the sticks in the dirt and he has this magical world of his own, but no one's talking to him and he comes home and he's watching the TV. It's really kind of sad.
Some of those people grow up fine.
Oh, yeah, they do.
You know, some of those people grow up handsome.
Yeah,
And hatted.
they definitely
and
do.
well adjusted.
Yeah.
What do you think? I mean, you're not going to stop parents from wanting to know.
We really should.
They want to know where their kids are.
It really creeps me out. But, you know, like, I don't know. I'm not a parent. I never will be. Because I don't think the human race should continue.
Really something.
But like this is a
Morbid.
trend. This is a trend. It's not about this app. It's about in the future, every minute is going to be documented about our lives.
Yeah.
Right? This is a Black Mirror episode ready to happen.
Right. Well, I don't see. Look.
But you like it.
I don't mind it because, Anthony, this is going to give. Right now, they don't let their kids out of their sight.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
With Kiddo, maybe you could let your kiddo go down to the Starbucks and get a hot chocolate.
Something like that. I see the opposite, though. This is not for good parents. This is for bad parents. Good parents know what their kids are doing and where they are and who they're with. And bad parents, like, I'm sorry to say, but Casey Anthony could have used this. She could go out, party, hang out, dance around, and check the app and go, all right, my kid's home. That's great.
But, so you're making an argument for the app.
Come on.
Because
For bad parents.
If Casey had this, perhaps she wouldn't have.
You
So you're
can't
saying there's a ton of bad parents out there that are probably just going to get
That
this
could
and
just any
Right.
convenience to make
Wednesday,
their life
Wednesday.
easier and still say you're taking care of your kids.
You can't say Casey Anthony thinks parenting is a problem, though.
No, maybe I picked a bad example.
There you go.
Yeah, not the most illuminating.
Hey, don't be so hard on him.
On who?
Anthony.
On Anthony? No, I mean, I think we kind of agree. I want to go for the whole chip. I would, if they have
have
a
that in
chip,
South America.
I would
No.
stick it in my kid's neck.
They have
Okay,
that-
coming up.
Shut up.
Halftime with TV's Andy Levy, and a brand new episode of the Red Eye Podcast is available. Subscribe on iTunes and on FoxNewsRadio.com. Welcome back. Time to find out what we got wrong and what we missed from TV's Andy Levy over in the Red Eye News Deck. Hey, Andy.
Hey, Tom, how's it going?
Good.
Friday, baby.
It's Friday.
Yeah. Guy named Goober gets a Trump tattoo on his neck. Kumia, you mentioned that you employ Proud Boy founder Gavin McInnes.
Yes, proudly.
I think that makes you a proud parent.
Yeah.
Proud daddy.
DeVore, did you call the Marines a boy cult?
No. I called the boy cult the boy cult.
I think you also said if they wanted to be in a boy cult, they should join the Marines.
Why do you hate America?
I'll tell my brother that. Okay. And he can beat me up like he did when I was a kid.
And an adult.
Also, Gavin is 46. The oldest you can be to join the Marines, I believe, is 28.
Whoa!
Yeah. Yeah. Heatha, you said if you were in trouble, you wouldn't count on these guys to save you. Yeah, your name is Heatha. I'm saying I wouldn't count on
And
those
your
guys
name is
to save
Andy. What does
I'm
that
saying I
mean?
wouldn't count on those guys to save you.
Oh, because of my foreign name? Is that what you mean?
I just say things. You
They
can
would.
read into them what you want.
I think they're
Uncool.
gentlemen. I think they're gentlemen.
Old-fashioned gentleman,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Oh, well, when you put it that way, who doesn't love an old-fashioned gentleman? They got hats and monocles.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're not going to come running over and picking me up and saving us from a collapsing world.
They're not superheroes. They're just guys.
It's the Proud Boys, not the Justice League.
Or our armed forces. If you've been with the armed forces, you know they're pretty strong men and women out
I don't
there.
think they're trying to compete with the armed forces either.
Needs more research.
They don't spell boys with a Z, so to me, they're just out.
Well, they're not in the hood.
Want nothing to do with them. DeVore, I'm kind of with you on the tattoo, the guy with the tattoo. I was expecting it to be bigger and to have a different font. I do believe saying thug font is racist, though.
Ooh. Well, you've got me.
I believe I have.
I'm going to have to go to liberal church and beg for forgiveness. Yeah. Also, I'm not sure what the rules of political correctness are anymore. I can say anything I want right now, can't I?
I guess that's true, yeah.
Oh, baby.
Also, you live in liberal church.
Sure, if you think Brooklyn is liberal church.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I know.
A liberal bubble.
Senate Democrats want to learn how to talk to real people. Malice, you said, notice there's no pretense that they're going to change these people's views.
Right.
I think that's mostly right, but isn't that a lot of politics? It's not about changing other people's views. It's about convincing them that you share or at least empathize with their views.
Right. Despite their name, the Democratic Party doesn't believe in democracy in the literal sense. They believe in an enlightened elite which will rule for everyone's good, which frankly sometimes is the right choice. That was John DeVore just having an orgasm.
That's not, no, I sing with a falsetto.
You are a proud boy.
Yes.
DeVore, you said Republicans should pay you to teach them how to talk to the middle class without lying.
About their lies, yes.
Well,
I would turn to the middle
Why?
class and I would go, the GOP does not care about you.
Why? It's working.
So far.
Yeah.
It's been a week.
Give it 2 weeks. The revolution is coming.
Is it?
I don't know.
Certainly is.
He's attacking our avocados. and when he comes for the avocado toast, then all hell's going to break loose.
All right. I think the revolution might have come in November.
Yeah, you're right. It might have. Yeah. And we're screwed.
Heath, I think your point about a lot of Democrats being at that meeting with donors in Miami during the Women's marches, it really shows the disconnect that's going on in the Democratic Party like right now. It's almost like two different parties.
Oh, completely. I mean, I don't even think that, but that's what's happened with the Republican Party 4 years ago. So if that's what we have to anticipate in 2018 going up to 2020, then maybe that's what's going to happen. Democrats, it's going to be establishment, the DNC, and then we're going to have this other sort of grassroots, I guess I should Democrats that kind of come up. But yeah, they're not connecting. They need that what is it? The education on how to speak to Americans.
They need to know how to speak to working class Americans because they just realized they existed. They didn't even know they were there. Please.
Get him a tissue.
I mean, DeVore, I don't understand how you made it through that whole story without complaining about the term real Americans.
It's such BS. It's the party that has spent the past 40 years. That party has done nothing but fight workers collectivizing. They fought lower taxes for people, the working class. I can't even.
That's crazy.
Ended communism, free half the world.
Right. Lower. Right. So that.
His Dolce & Gabbana glasses are getting all
I just got. It's just too much. It's just too much.
You take that hat off, sir.
I won't take that hat off.
NASA's new spacesuits.
I just can't.
We're moving on. We're going to talk about NASA now. We're going to talk about good things now, John. Do we have that picture of the astronaut in the new suit? Did Mike Pence join NASA? Good for him. Happy about that. Tom, I know you were purposely kidding about 2001 being a Steven Spielberg film, but I can't let that go.
You could have let it go.
I can't. Absolutely. That's the one I cannot.
Are you sure it wasn't directed by Steven Spielberg?
It was by who?
Steven Spielberg.
No, it was Stanley Kubrick.
That's his birth name.
I got to commit to it.
Kumia, you said we don't have an actual spaceship to take us into space.
Yeah.
This suit is designed to be used on the Boeing Starliner, which is an American spaceship that is going to fly the astronauts to the space station.
Oh, gonna.
Starting next year, supposedly.
Oh, please. Where is it?
I know. That's what they say. 2018.
Where's the wall?
Didn't you see they have the little Boeing? They're like NASCAR now. They've got Boeing on their uniform. They have little patches.
Yeah, they're
cute.
sponsors.
Yeah, I like it. Heather, did you say the person who designed the spacesuits for 2001 now designs the Queen's clothing?
Mm-hmm. Since 1953.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, he's the coterie. He's actually a Savile Row coterie designer.
All right. I don't think maybe he made this. I think Harry Lang designed the spacesuits. Guy who worked on Empire Strikes Back and a couple other movies.
But he also designs the Queen's clothes.
Well, Harry Lang is dead.
Oh, it was Queen the band. Oh, Freddie did wear some pretty odd things.
Especially towards the end.
The kiddo app that monitors your kids. Here's the first thing that's problematic with this. It says, tell the app about your child, enter age, gender, height, and weight. You shouldn't be making gender decisions for your children. Shame on you, kiddo. Am I right, John?
Am I right?
John, I am with you on one thing. I don't have kids, so I'm not going to.
I hate you.
I'm not going to make a big judgment
I hate you.
about this
You
app.
twisted my words. You're a devil.
When did I twist your words?
The ones that I misspoke.
Isn't this is basically a Fitbit or an Apple Watch for kids, right?
Yeah.
Like, what's the big deal?
Sure.
Huh? Kumia, you said this is for bad parents, not good parents, that good parents know where their kids are.
Yeah.
I don't really think this is like a tracking device as much as it is a health thing. It like measures their temperature and it's
Sure. Just like Easy Pass wasn't a tracking device
no,
either.
that was always a tracking device.
Yeah. It's convenient. You don't have to pull money out at the toll booth,
Please.
and then all of a sudden you're in divorce court going, yeah, I was there. Damn it.
That was a wonderful play.
They'll find a way to.
That thing is straight up surveillance tech.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, you need to wrap that thing in tinfoil and throw it into
Put it on your head.
Yeah.
InfoWars.
Absolutely. Yep. I'm done.
Wow, thank you, Andy.
Yep.
Getting buff in the buff. Naked workouts are next. Please wipe down the equipment after use. That request has never been more urgent. Earlier this month, a personal trainer in the UK launched a nude exercise class. The hour-long session features jumping jacks, or what I call flapjacks,
Especially now.
sit-ups, push-ups, and something called partner work. Helen Smith started the class when she discovered there was nothing else like it. She told a reporter, the main benefit of exercising naked is that you can really see what the instructor is doing in the exercises. You also don't have to think about washing sweaty gym clothes after the class, and it is a great way to celebrate the body. I may get in hot water for saying this, but I think it's a kooky idea. Heatha, what do you think? Could this take off in the U.S.?
Oh, hell no. Unless Justin Theroux is in that class and there are multiple men that look like Justin Theroux, then I would take that class every single day and I would also get naked just to see that and be in a class with him.
Wait a minute. This is interesting because I would think, you think like a naked class, okay, the guys would go to gawk at the girls, but Heatha is saying that girls would go to gawk at the hot guys.
Only if they're
1000%.
super, super hot guys.
Yeah.
Like, guys would go for 3s and 4s.
Yeah.
They would be like, yeah, she's naked, so it's great. A girl would just need a 10 or over.
Yeah.
As far as their glutes look terrible, don't they? The gluteus maximus. Just looks awful.
I don't like
There's
the body
something about
shame,
them.
Something. I think they need to work on those.
Yeah.
What is that,
Well,
cellulite?
look at the teacher. The teacher is pretty hot, DeVore. So no wonder she wants to teach the, you got to look at the body while you're, I mean, obviously, I think this woman, she likes, getting up in front of folks naked.
I mean, I've been doing this for years.
What?
I've been doing this for years. I exercise naked. I exercise naked in my apartment. I exercise in the gym, locker room. It helps me open up my body. I'm not ashamed of my body.
I know
I
you've
like my
said
body. I'm sleek. I'm a panther. I'm like a.
But wait a minute. It for a guy.
So, I don't know. Yeah.
It's not efficient. Guys shouldn't have it hanging out. It's not good for the exercise.
No, sir. You gotta let it hang out. You gotta let it. It is God's pendulum.
Let's just ask you a question.
You got to let it hang out. You gotta let it be
Wouldn't that
free.
hurt?
It would hurt.
You gotta let it be free. You gotta let it be free. You gotta breathe through your butthole.
No, look. I don't like any of this. Michael Malice.
Yes.
I think it's obviously there's nudist people. They like being nude. It doesn't matter if it's exercise or not. They just want to. They're exhibitionists.
I think I'm the only one on this stage right now who has abs, and it took me a long time to get them.
Speak for yourself.
Oh, do you?
Really?
That's
She's got
awesome.
the abs.
Speak for yourself.
Awesome. Speaking for myself, as
You don't
someone
know, girl.
who has
You
abs,
don't know.
I do know, and I could tell you, and better than I could show you.
We all have abs, Michael. We just don't wash our shirts on them, okay?
I don't wash shirts. I'm not a lady.
Okay.
The point is, excuse me, an immigrant lady.
Okay.
Oh my God.
The point is, cardio is a waste of time, and if you really want to exercise, you should be doing weights, whether you're a man or a woman, because if you have more muscle mass, it burns fat while you're just sitting on your ass watching TV in the locker room. So this is a fraud on every level.
Wait, sorry.
It is true. I mean, Heath, I'm sorry. I'm sure you.
I completely lost what he just said. Go ahead. I did not even understand what you just said there.
So immigrant women were the ones who
No,
historically
it's
did
not
the
that.
laundry.
We're talking about
that. By the way, that's totally wrong.
And I think
said
he's
some
right that
shocking things.
it is good to
No,
work.
there's no
people
point
are
to do cardio because when you're lifting weights, you're doing both, and then your muscles are bigger and they burn calories just sitting there.
I believe.
But do you really want in
Gotta go.
naked gym a guy spotting you behind the weights while you're right there?
No. Oh no.
Some guys
Horrible.
might.
In Chelsea,
Hey.
Let's all get naked.
What's your smarter, cats or dogs? I'm going to give an IQ test after the break. Coming up on the next Red Eye, John Baisdow, Camille Foster, Remy Spencer, and Tim Dillon. Who's smarter, cats or dogs? New research reveals that they are both dumb. Actually, they're both smart as well. Researchers in Japan tested 49 house cats and found they performed just as well as dogs at various memory tests. And cats also showed they were able to respond to human gestures, facial expressions, and emotions. Here's one of the cats in the study.
Я сегодня тебе принес не букет из пышных роз, не тюльпаны и не лилии, а всего лишь петунии и...
I love it.
See? Highly intelligent. Michael, what was she saying? Was that Russian?
She was saying stuff about the Holocaust and how it was a good idea.
No, she wasn't.
I mean, my Russian's a little rusty since I was a kid. But
Was it real? It sounded like nonsense talk. Was she
No,
saying
it was
real
like
words?
some nursery rhyme in that little kid voice.
Do you agree? Do you think dogs are? Everyone thinks dogs are smarter. The study says not. Do you believe it?
The dogs are smarter. Memory is not equivalent to intelligence. So just because both of them remember things the same way, or honeybees have a good sense of memory, doesn't mean they're as intelligent as dogs. And the best way you can tell if someone's more intelligent is how many iterations does it take for this animal to perform a task that you taught it, and by that measure, dogs always win.
Wow. Hey, you came prepared for the answer, Anthony.
Whoa.
But you're a cat person. You know they're smart.
Jeez. No, I don't think they're smart. I think we mistake instinctual things that they've done for millennia for intelligence. Everything they do that we go, wow, that's so smart, it harkens back to hunting or mating or something like that. And we look at it like, oh, no, he loves me. Stop.
Yeah. You know, Devore, I think that...
I don't like cats.
What?
I don't like cats.
You don't like cats?
I like dogs. I love
Wait
dogs.
a minute.
I have a dog.
You shouldn't even be a liberal.
I love dogs. You know who doesn't have a dog? Donald Trump. You know why? Because he's not a quality human being.
Wow. Come on. Look,
I don't like cats.
I think you're going to break the tie here. What do you think? Are dogs and cats equally intelligent?
I think cats are more intelligent.
More?
Yes.
No one thinks that, Heatha.
Listen, our family cat saved my cousin from a fire in the house.
That's weird because your family cat's a proud boy.
I was going to say, and that cat is not a proud boy. Proud boys only have dogs.
Ironically, the cat started the fire, too, by knocking something over. So.
The cat was like, save the food.
I think it's Michael made the most sense. It's true that whatever they were testing on this, it's not necessarily intelligence. I don't see cats fetching and getting sticks and all those good things. Very special thanks. Heatha Herzog, Michael Malice, John DeVore, and of course Anthony Cumia. That does it for me, Tom Shalhoub. Take a sip.